Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Bex. I make videos about Hygge, gentle parenting and lifestyle. I'm really interested in anything to do with interiors, anything Scandinavian, and I like to make content that's cozy, so I also like to do food and baking videos. So go ahead and hit subscribe and the bell so you know when my videos go up. This video will be part of a new series on creating a Hygge home. I will also be doing a blog post that goes into more detail on the things I talk about in this video. So why not head on over to my website, which is bexmassey.co.uk, for more cozy content and specifically for more information on what I'm going to talk about today. So with that being said, today I want to talk about creating a Hygge kitchen on a budget. So what is a Hygge kitchen? You'll know if you've ever been into a room that feels Hygge because it just has that real cozy warmth to it. So tip one, I would really recommend creating a Pinterest board for each room of your home, and then specifically for your kitchen, I would pin all sorts of images that seem to sum up what you think a Hygge kitchen is. Even typing in Hygge kitchen into Pinterest and seeing what comes up. Then the most important thing to do with these pins on your Pinterest board is to sit with a pen and a piece of paper and go through the images on your Pinterest board and make notes. What is it that's drawn you into those images? Is it, for instance, fairy lights within a kitchen? Is it a certain use of colour? Is it really light, airy windows? Is it worn and battered wood? Pick out what it is that really interests you about those images, and they're really the things that you want to try and incorporate into your kitchen. Tip number two for a Hygge kitchen on a budget is all about lighting. You will want to create pools of warm light within your kitchen at different levels to create that sort of cozy, intimate feel. Have a mix of overhead lighting and light from the sides of your kitchen. Or you could also incorporate twinkling fairy lights in a warm white colour just to add that sort of dreamy feel within the daytime and then the cozy glow in the evening. I think fairy lights soften up a kitchen really easily, and they give you a sense of interest to a certain corner of a room that you may want to draw attention to or emphasise. For example, a certain architectural feature within the room, or you may want to use them to direct somebody's eye line around the room. I just realised I didn't have my fairy lights turned on, so I've turned them on. So mine go over the fridge to sort of accentuate the shape of it, and then they run along a pan rack that I have. So I use fairy lights on that side of the room to sort of draw your eye around the room, and then I have them over this side of the room, draped over a shelf area, and then over this dresser here. Tip number three is to create a cozy corner within your kitchen. You can either do this by creating a corner where a window is, or if your sink is in front of that, which it is in quite a lot of homes in this country, then try to use your kitchen table, if you have space for one, as a way of creating a cozy place to sit with a cup of coffee. In Denmark, which is the home of Hygge, they tend to have areas within the windows as Hygge krogs, which in Danish is this idea of a cozy nook or a cozy corner. Quite often the buildings within Denmark will have bay windows, and so they tend to build in window seating with cosy blankets and cushions and fairy lights to create a place to sort of sit and watch the world go by. So if you don't have the space for window seating like I don't, my kitchen's quite a small room, but I have tried to maximise the amount of space within it. And where my window is, my sink is directly under it, so I can't have any of that sort of window seating. So I have a drop leaf table which I've put within the centre of the room to create a little cosy space within the middle of the room to sort of sit with a cup of coffee. We have our meals sitting around it. It's also a really nice place to sort of sit and look over recipe books for ideas. Maybe consider creating that space with a breakfast bar. You just want somewhere that you can create a little sort of area to sit in your kitchen and sort of appreciate it really. Tip number four is to go for natural textures. So think about worn wood or battered wood, old school style tea towels as well. So these style They sell these really cheaply in IKEA. And then consider sort of rustic pottery as well. Say for example this rustic bowl. I tend to use old earthenware pots as well for things like wooden spoons or kitchen utensils. Also go for things that are vintage as well, maybe things that you found within sort of charity shops or reclamation yards or off eBay. Things like that that have a bit of a past and a story to them will give a warmth to your room just because they have that faded, worn, soft, lived-in feel to them that has that cosy informality that you're looking for in your kitchen. It's like when you have your favourite comfort jumper or your favourite pair of jeans that you can just throw on and they have that sort of worn, lived-in feel to them. That's the sort of feeling you want to create in your kitchen. And tip number 5, my last tip, is to have a radio within your kitchen. A radio on a nice low volume can just give your kitchen a cosy atmosphere. Whether it's listening to an interview on the radio or music playing softly, whether it's Christmas carols when you're baking, it all just adds to that atmosphere. A Hygge kitchen is all about atmosphere as much as it is visuals, and having the radio on has that sort of cosy, nostalgic feel about it that gives your kitchen that informality and gives it that inviting feel. The sort of place where people can just pop in for a cup of coffee and have a chat, and the radio is just on as background noise really. I wanted to create a video that gives you a Hygge kitchen but on a budget. For another 5 tips on how to do this, then head on over to my blog post on bexmassey.co.uk and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!